So we're involved in quite a few industry initiatives. Typically they're collaborative. These include, for example, DTCC with its upgrade to its Trade Information Warehouse, which is due to go live later this year, and we're currently actively participating in its UAT phase. Also includes a couple of other initiatives at CLS. A good example is their CLS Ledger Connect blockchain app store and distributed ledger network. And there we're participating in a proof of concept which includes testing a number of candidate apps in that app store. Also with CLS there is a CLS Net application, and we're committed to be an early adopter of that, and this includes calculation of FX bilateral payments. Also from a standards perspective, we're involved in the ISDA Common Domain Model Initiative, which includes setting standards covering both data structures and event life cycles for derivatives products. And then finally, if I was going to highlight another one, it would include the Utility Settlement Coin Consortium, which is a group of 16 institutions that is currently assessing the feasibility of constructing a tokenized asset which is backed by funds at central banks. Over the last few years there's been quite a lot of focus on what are smart contracts and how to make them suitable for enterprise deployment. Within Barclays, it was about 3 years ago, we spun up an initiative called Smart Contract Templates. And what we're looking at is how to standardize various aspects throughout the life cycle, including master legal agreements, together with confirmations, and the code that it would then be run across the banks, the smart contract code. And we look for inspiration from smart legal agreements through to smart contract code in order to be able to construct templatized, parameterized legal agreements that connect closely to the instances of the smart contract code. In our view, that's a legally enforceable foundation, and we think that has viability going forward. And it's been encouraging to see various law firms, academics, and trade associations also looking at that mechanism going forward. So I think we've got confidence that the code is law, philosophy is indeed not true, and we're looking for leveraging the existing legal infrastructure and looking to really optimize code by connecting it. Blockchain has huge potential. Sometimes it's been overhyped and people say, oh, it's equivalent to the advent of the internet. So from my own perspective, I view it as less than that. I'd view it as potentially similar to the way cloud is being introduced. So the idea that you're able to, for example, outsource various elements of your infrastructure within cloud, and you're also able to leverage standardized DevOps processes in order to operationalize routes and automate routes that would typically be manually intensive. So there are lots of benefits down that route. And that philosophy, I think, is similar with distributed ledger technologies, where you can look to simplify and standardize your infrastructure and then also rationalize across the industry in order to be able to drive out efficiencies and also to be able to radically reduce cost. So I'd view it in that same simplification category and cost-save category. A lot of it is continuing what we've done to date. So we've actually been connecting, I would say, along two key threads. One is more research-oriented, where we've explored what would be the bounds of legally enforceable, and also exploring where it fall inside and outside of that. Would network agreements across businesses be able to achieve it? So the idea of commercial law, linking in again to regulatory policy is key as things change, especially in the digital asset space. And also per project, as you delve into it, often what we have found is that the legals are more involved than the technologists would expect at the beginning. And this could be everything from the information risk management aspects to the data privacy to the rights and obligations concerning the processing events that will be performed by multiple counterparties. So it's a complex space, and we look forward to leveraging lawyers as appropriate to navigate us through to solutions that really leverage the technology.